Facebook Messenger works better. I'm on that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rewind. It's been a minute. It's that wrestling show me and RN do. We talk about like the latest week in wrestling, what's going on in and outside the ring. We give our 2 cents. We're your hosts. My name's Kyle Tyson.
I am Mr. Absent, Mr. Not Here, John Cena of the podcast. You can't see me ever.
It's all good, man. You're looking good. Hey, finally, both of us have finally updated our cameras some. I got my camera, and RN finally updated his to like my old one. So
yeah, baby steps.
Looks good, man. Looks good. Yeah. I like that your glasses have like that infinity effect with your ring light, and you just got just like the light reflections going on like multiple times because it's only one. It's only one light, right? You ain't got like multiple. Yeah,
no, it's just the one.
That's dope. That's pretty cool, man. I hope y'all are having a good night, dude. It's been a heck of a week in professional wrestling, to say the least. Tonight's show, what we got lined up for you is I recently attended AEW Revolution. We're gonna go ahead and cover that pay-per-view. We're gonna talk about some of the fallout from AEW Dynamite, some of the stuff they got going on there, and then we'll talk about pretty much anything else that comes to mind. Once again, thank y'all for joining us. Little update for the show. Although it's been quite sporadic, things are starting to finally settle down on the home front here. Moving our live shows over to Thursday nights. We're starting pretty late tonight. The plan is to still do them at 9:30. Yours truly has. I got my first paid photo shoot to do. Thank you. I'm stoked. I'm really happy. But I was out getting the studio and everything set up, and it just took longer to get everything set up out there for Sunday's shoot. But yeah, so Thursday nights, twitch.tv/SmackedRaw, 9:30. You're going to catch me and RN talking professional wrestling. Of course, you can also catch it on youtube.com/SmackedRaw podcast. And that's pretty much where our shows are going moving forward. The audio version... fucking no, dude. Like those are the platforms now. The audio version was just costing a bunch of money, and the downloads they gotta cut costs. It just fucking, you know what I mean? Just cutting costs and just narrowing our streams down to like the avenues where people watch them most. And that's where you're gonna catch it. Twitch, YouTube. Oh man, RN, how you doing, buddy? You and we've had trouble linking up the last couple weeks.
Yeah, fucking family, kids, teenagers. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. But
yeah, your kid got in a car accident, I heard.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really call it an accident. I mean, nothing was really too fucked up. Just pretty much he just got stuck in the fucking mud, really.
Yeah.
Fucking, he's got a car sitting on 22s, and yeah, it doesn't really match when you get stuck out in the country in the mud. 22-inch tires and. So yeah, there's that. So, but yeah, now everything's good. Like I said, I told you, like he's probably the best driver I know, and he's 17. So
that's good. That's good. I'm glad everybody's all right.
Right.
Oh, by the way, for y'all, I forgot to mention. I mentioned Twitch and YouTube. We're also live over on our Twitter at Smacked Raw Pod. I forget that. Or no. Yeah. At Smacked Raw Pod. It's been so long since I used the Twitter, I forget.
Well, I keep it going, and I put it in my handle.
Yeah, you do. I noticed that. I'm actually just trying to tune in over there because it actually looks like we got a couple people tuning in, watch us over here. Glad you guys have joined us, man. I hope y'all are having a wonderful night once again.
What's up, fellas in the chat? Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Right. What's going on, you guys? You got Jax out here, Will. You got Tim. Tim's in the chat. Said Triple H is at you. The camera is so pretty. Said Timmy. Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you guys, dude. I hope y'all are having a good night once again.
Appreciate y'all for jumping in.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to. This is like the most I've been able to talk for like the last 4 days because as I previously mentioned, I went to Revolution, and part of the glory of being at that awesome pay-per-view. By the way, spoiler alert, it's now my most favorite live event I've ever attended. Like wrestling, music, you name it.
I mean, it had to be.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was.
You got to see Sting retire. Like, come on, bro. Like, I mean.
And as a dad, I got to do it with my oldest son, Gavin. I took.
I didn't know the boy went. I didn't know he went.
Yeah. We split the kids up, man. I took Gavin with me to the wrestling event, and Jess took DJ to the movies. So we kind of split them.
Right.
Yeah, dude. It was fantastic. But as a result of going to that event, was also being exposed to like all those people, and I got like the nastiest of stomach viruses from that show, man. It ain't pretty. It hasn't been pretty ever since, but I'm finally on the other side of this damn thing. But it was awesome, man. I haven't had a chance to RN. We'll go ahead and start talking about Revolution.
Yeah. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, dude. I haven't had a chance to. Will says better than Redacted using the tractor at SummerSlam. I gotta say, it was who? Nah, it was good, man. The live watching it live. For one, Greensboro Coliseum isn't the largest venue. So even if you had like bad seats, as long as you weren't stuck like on the corner angles, you still actually felt fairly close. Even the upper deckers, like I was about almost as far back as you can go. And I still didn't feel like I was too far removed from the action. So that was pretty good. How was the actual broadcast of the pay-per-view? Was the presentation good?
Not on AEW's part, but like Bleacher Report and all the places I tried to watch it, like even the playbacks on our Jack Sparrow sites, like it's shitty and choppy even on those. Like it was, I kept having some of the problems Lee had because I had a buddy of mine. We were gonna split it, but I couldn't get fucking what is it? It was with Bleacher Report or Fight or whatever, whichever one it was. I couldn't get the shit to download. So
yeah. So I did see that our buddy Lee was having like the worst time with trying to get the stream running. Yeah, so you're saying what you were able to see.
I went back and watched the replay of it. Like I said, it wasn't anything on AEW's part. It was more just like the whatever streaming service that was, and like maybe it was just because of so many people. But no, it was a good show. And like I said, I mean, nothing was bad. I mean, clearly my favorite match was fucking Osprey and Takeshita, whatever. But other than that, I mean, I knew Swerve wasn't gonna win, so like I wasn't like super disappointed in that. So no, everything was good. Like I was surprised Sting won. That was kind of fucking dope. Like, I never if you're leaving the company and going somewhere else, I understand
the obvious, right?
Going out on your back. But like he's gone for good. He's meant so much to this company. Like he is a pillar to me, and like he's one of the only like compliments as far as like booking and things goes that I've ever really had for AEW was how they book Sting, and this is how you book these over the hill guys. Like he's always looked strong. He never really won too many crazy ones. You didn't sacrifice any like up and comers to him. Like how they book Sting. Like WWE needs to fucking like take a class with them on how to book their older guys they have coming back. So like, no, it was perfect. Like I said, I wish it hadn't have been like a crazy ass hardcore match like that. Like I know I kind of had to be somewhat like that because of his limitations and Darby being his fucking partner. But it was. I don't think he could have picked a better way. And I think he went out the way he wanted to. Well, he didn't actually. I guess reports came out he did not want to win.
Yeah, supposedly he was the one like pushing, the only one to not want to win. He was by all reports he was very, very humble throughout the whole experience and his whole tenure. You haven't heard one bad thing brought up about Sting in his entire tenure with AEW. As much criticism as AEW gets, and rightfully so in a lot of it, I think. They handled Sting like perfectly. I think.
Yeah.
It's difficult to think. You're splitting hairs if you try to use him in different ways than he was used, I think. It's the most simplistic terms that you and I always came back to, as far as like anybody, which is just shine a light on their strengths and hide their weaknesses. And AEW did that week in and week out with Sting.
And not so much that. I think he had a big part in that, like knowing his limitations and knowing what he can and can't do. Because even with like some of the stories, like even throughout that match, like you could tell that it was dialed back a little bit. Like he kind of put some levity to some of the crazy shit that was going on. Because you got to think, when he first came back, Sting's ass was diving off of every fucking thing. Like if there was a platform or a scaffold, Sting's old ass was diving off of. He did it at what at like a high school gym or some shit. He did it like that one match.
It was like, yeah, man. It was pretty gnarly. It was pretty gnarly what he was doing. And it was kind of like the running joke. It was even I was like, trying to find what he was going to jump off in that arena.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was good, man. And you know what? It was a new take on his character anyways. Guy's been around for as long as he has been. The Daredevil era. It's just amazing that the Daredevil era came at the end of his career.
Right.
When he was like 64. I think he's like 64 years
old.
Like that,
yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, man. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. The atmosphere in the arena while I was there only really settled during like the women's match. But the people were pretty hot like throughout pretty much most of the night. I mean, the arena was almost at capacity like halfway through the pre-show and everything. So the atmosphere and everybody was like super excited. It was good. That really helped. My son Gavin was a trooper. He was kind of getting wore out, but by the time the Ospreay match came around, he woke right up and was full throttle the rest of the evening, rightfully so. Speaking of Ospreay, dude, talk about just Tony Khan. I think it's the most transparent thing is Tony Khan seems to have taken Will Ospreay and just told Ospreay, like, go out there, like, show everybody what you can do,
right?
And do it not only on the pay-per-view, but we want you to do it on Dynamite. We want to expose you to as many people in like a short period of time as possible. And what do you think? What do you think, RN? I know having an insane in-ring match is different than how you are booked. But how are your early feelings on your boy Ospreay so far in AEW?
The story is fucking terrible. I'm just gonna beat up and fight everybody in my faction. Like, it makes no fucking sense. But I think they picked two great people that he had chemistry with. Like, especially the Kyle Fletcher match on Dynamite. Like, people don't know. Like, they're literally like best friends. They lived together for years. Like, they were in the same faction. So like the chemistry was fucking undeniable. But I'm just glad people are getting to see that this is not the Will Ospreay that fucking Jericho and all those old guys were grilling about that match with him and Ricochet. This is a completely, totally different wrestler. Like, yes, he can do the high flying shit, but he's put on like 20 pounds of muscle. Like, he's a heavyweight wrestler. To me, he is the best wrestler in the world. And he has been probably the last 2 years or so. To me, like, he's my favorite wrestler right now. Like, and I'm glad people. And it was good to see even like all these fucking like AEW smart marks and all this shit, who really didn't know either. All they knew was like shit they would hear and shit like that, but they really don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he's the fucking truth. Like, if Tony fucks this up, like I'm putting on the record now, like I am done with AEW if he fucks up Ospreay. Ospreay ends up in the Bang Bang Gang and shit, fucking scissoring this time next year. If that's what he's doing, like, I swear to God, I will never watch AEW again.
I'm fairly certain that group's actually on the verge of breaking up. Like,
not really that group soon. Specifically, but I mean, if
I know what you're alluding to. Just some corny ass, faction.
See, because they completely destroyed Jay White. Like, Jay White but when he signed, people forget he was literally considered the best wrestler in the world, and like on the hottest streak, main event, all those fucking Tokyo domes and shit, like $100,000 crowds and shit, like, and then look at him now, fucking bringing a cardboard cutout to the ring and shit. So,
well, that was addressed on Dynamite. We'll get into that here in a bit too. So I get what you're saying about the storyline so far. Which, by the way, it's by default at this point, Don Callis is Booker of the Year. If he's really the guy that booked those two matches in story,
right.
I mean this, of course.
Right.
But Ospreay's presentation also is fantastic. From his look to his music, everything about the guy was, I think, done great. Honestly, I feel like if this was your first time setting eyes on Ospreay, I don't see how you don't become a fan by default instantly. They instantly just said, go out there and show the world exactly like what you can do. And I think that's just how you grab the fans right there.
Yeah. And Kyle Fletcher too. Like, I mean, to me, you might have somebody that could potentially take Sammy's place as one of those pillars, honestly.
Yeah, no, Fletcher's no joke, man.
And he's a big kid too. Like, he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not 5'7", 5'8" like everybody else on the
No, he's bigger than Ospreay.
Yeah, way bigger than Ospreay. That's what I'm
he's
saying.
bigger than Ospreay, man. He can take a hit too, by the way, which oh man, I'm the freaking Poison Rana off the top rope last night.
And the hidden blade right to the face.
No, I know.
Hidden blade.
But
normally does the hidden blade from the back.
Yeah, but like the Poison Rana, dude, he got spiked on his head off the top rope. Like he did. If you noticed, the ref checked on him like 3 times.
See, here's the thing about those guys. Like, I know it sucks to say, but all those New Japan guys, that's not the first time that's happened to him.
He's just getting dumped on his head.
I'm sorry, it's just not.
I think I was watching it.
First time anything like that's happened. So
I think they have I wonder if they have like a hard out age. Like, listen, you can get dumped on your neck. But once you hit like 28, like shift. Like, I wonder if like that mentality is going around behind the scenes.
No,
is like go ahead and just destroy yourself up until this age.
Well, they've been trying to, like, they've calmed down on some of the stuff, especially too with like the chair shots and shit, and some of that stuff they have like kind of calmed out. Shibata was pretty much the end of most of that stuff. Like, I don't know if anybody really like keeps up with Shibata
got bleeding on the brain after the headbutt. Yeah.
Well, his fucking move was fucking headbutting the dude 4,000 times in every fucing match. So yeah, that was gonna catch up with you probably. But,
yeah.
So yeah, no, they've calmed a lot of that down, but it's still strong. So like I said, ain't the first time Kyle Fletcher's been dumped on his neck.
God knows, dude. It was scary though watching that. That was a crazy bump.
Yeah.
Let me go back to back over here because I have the card in front of me. All right, let's try to give like a quick little rundown of the whole card here. The weakest match that could have been a main event of a Rampage or a Dynamite obviously was the All-Star 8-man scramble. To be honest, you could have still done Meat Madness with the 4-way of like Wardlow, Archer, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Brian Cage. I think Chris Jericho and Hook were only in that match just so you could have them on a pay-per-view. What it seems.
Yeah, it does, but like I liked it better than if it had been just a.
You think so?
Yeah, because I feel like it gave them a little bit. You got to see them move a little bit, and you got to see if Hook could really, when the time comes. Like, I know it's another time soon, but like you got to see what he looked like in the heavyweight picture. Yeah, and he looked like he belonged. Like, it wasn't like overwhelming power or anything like that, but I mean, he was throwing those motherfuckers. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Like. That suplex he did on Wardlow, like, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking popped big for that. Like, because the kid's fucking tiny. I mean, he's a fucking beanpole. And
yeah. He's
never dump fucking Wardlow like that. Like,
even when he packs some meat on him, he's never gonna be a big guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like that, again, another particular. What's his name? Jack Perry's gone. Maybe another replacement for one of those pillars.
Yeah, I would take Hook over Jack Perry any day. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it was like it was a serviceable match. There wasn't a stinker on the card, by the way. Like, there was nothing that stunk up the joint.
None of their pay-per-views never are. Like you say, even their weakest match, it still would have been
still like a 3-star. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It would have been a dope main event on Dynamite or fucking Collision. So like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody expected anything terrible from their pay-per-view.
One match that shocked me, but I guess is really not shocking, was the tag match. Not that it was like how it played out, but how divided the crowd was. Obviously, FTR, North Carolina boys, hometown, figured it'd be overwhelming support.
Nope.
But no, that crowd was split right down the middle. I was having fun. Me and my son were doing the dueling chants right next to each other, man. We were having a blast, man. I was cheering FTR.
I'm sorry.
BCC.
I'm sticking to my guns. Like, I can't. The FTR shit, like,
Yeah.
I feel like they're way overrated, man. I'm sorry. Like their promos are like all right. Like, I know that their in-ring stuff, they're supposed to be like fucking like old school and shit, but like, what's the ball head one? Dax or?
Yeah, Dax.
Like, his shit is lame to me. Like, his whole style, his wrestling style, and his just overall style. Like, I don't enjoy. I'm not saying his matches are terrible or he's not a good wrestler. Like, that's just not for me. Like, and FTR as a whole are not my cup of tea and haven't been. And I'll stand on that. I don't care how many people hate me for it. But like, and I think the internet's starting to catch up with where I feel. Because like you said, in their home fucking town, that was a let's go Cena sucks type situation for that entire fucking match. Like, there was no, like, it was 50-50 the entire time.
It really was. It really was. The match itself was fun. I love that they subverted our expectations, that it wasn't Moxley that bled. Instead, it was Dax that got busted open. The segment where Mox started biting Dax on the head after he was bleeding just grossed me the fuck out, dude. Oh my god, that had me cringing. But yeah, no, once again, I'm gonna be a broken record. I'm just gonna say lots of fun, like, on all of these damn matches. It was shocking though to see that the BCC were the ones to walk away with the win, given the hometown heroes.
I did not expect that. Like, I mean, I had this booked as a fucking FTR win months ago. Like,
yeah,
like I didn't know. I had them winning no matter who they win against at this paper before we even knew it was mine. Like, for them to lose, like, that was a.
Yeah, I feel like
BCC elite.
Yeah, I feel like they were like top 3, like, most confident. Like, I was the most confident in my picks because I had the before we had to cancel it. I had the preview show all lined up and I had all my predictions made and everything. And yeah, I think theirs was like my second most confident pick I had, which I would have been completely wrong on. Yeah. But yeah, it's just these guys, now that with hindsight, the advantages of hindsight here, we know that they're doing the tag tournament. So all of these matches, as good as they were fairly inconsequential because these guys are all going to show up in a tournament. And it's really anybody's game at this point on getting those belts. My early picks, by the way, just as a spoiler, I think the tag tournament's where we're going to get the FTR versus Young Bucks part 3 match. I think that's what they're going to do.
I think that's going to be to get to the finals.
Could be. That could be it too as well.
Because I think Claudio, this is too big a win for them to not, and if not in the Final Four, then be in the finals of the tournament. Like, I don't think this was like a one-off thing we can write off. I think that they're really submitting them as a tag team because I think people are, for once, Tony's kind of listening to the Mox fatigue, which I don't think should be a thing. Like, he should always be at the top of the card, but like
he's just a constant. He is just a constant, dude. Like, he's a constant B+, A- guy on your screen.
He's their Seth Rollins.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
They play that same role, like break in case of emergency. Somebody gets injured, somebody gets hurt, somebody gets fucking suspended. Like, we got Mox to go back to, But I think that they're trying to submit him and Claudio as a tag team, which I'm not mad at. Like, I like their style. I think it matches well how technical and like the strong style fucking Claudio, and then with Mox, the fake fucking brawler shit. Like, I love
the demo. What was it? The demolition gear that they had. Oh, dude, that was so bad. That's a rare miss for Moxley's presentation. I'll give it that.
I don't know why he doesn't just go with, like, when he's in Japan, like his shit in Japan, like his off kilter, like interested, like he did one that was Red Hood. Like, most people wouldn't even know what that is. It's a comic book character. Like, it was
Batman,
so
right?
Yeah, so fucking fire. Like the last pay-per-view he did there and shit. Like, his Death Rider or whatever the fuck it is presentation in New Japan is so much better than his AEW presentation. Like, and I just don't get like why they can't be the same, or at least, you know what I'm saying, some sort of like combination of the two. But yeah, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah. Either way, I'm glad I'm fairly certain it's a one-off for that Demolition gear. So
I hope so.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll move on to my son's match of the night, which kind of shocked me given how heavy the night ended with the last 3 matches of the evening. My son, Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy, was Jesus. I'm sorry, my monitor just went out there and scared the piss out of me. I thought I lost everything. Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, man, shocking title change. This is this one.
Didn't see that.
I did not see this coming, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was pleasantly happy though, like surprised with it. What a match! I mean, you know what you're gonna get with Roderick Strong at this point. All these innovative ways that he is just going to destroy your back. I think the biggest surprise here was just how clean the victory was. There was no shenanigans, no outside interference. Roderick Strong just outlasted Orange Cassidy, beat him down to the point that he finally broke. And pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. He is your new international champion. RN, what are your thoughts on this, bro?
It's fucking shocking. And I just like too when Roderick Strong actually has somebody like his size or smaller where he can do every single fucking backbreaker he's ever came up with in his entire fucking career to him. Because 9 times out of 10, like he, especially when he was in like NXT and WWE, the dudes were fucking 100 pounds heavier than him, so we didn't get to see as many. But no, I was completely fucking shocked because, like, in my book, Orange Cassidy's been the MVP the last year and a half in AEW. So
yeah,
this was fucking shocking. Like I said, this is the B pay-per-view for them. Like, I did not see this coming.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy really was AEW's workhorse of 2023. Yeah. I don't think there's any denying.
I say even going back into 22, ending 22, also.
Yeah. I agree with you there, but that title reign that he had for the bulk of the year, that at this point, I mean, it's not hard to argue one of the best overall title reigns in AEW since the company's inception. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Undisputed Kingdom, their faction. Do you believe that we're aiming towards another situation of a faction holding all the gold? Wardlow, of course, earlier in the night won that number 1 contenders match for the world championship. And of course, they have that story where Wardlow supposedly will win the world title and then hand it off to Adam Cole. What are you thinking, man? You think they're gonna get some more gold before too long?
I don't think it's gonna be the world one. I think Samoa, like, if he didn't lose this Triple H, this past match on this pay-per-view, I don't think he's losing for a while.
Yeah, the fact that Wardlow's match is next week really puts a lot of doubt in my mind that he's going to win that match. Maybe if they put it off till like next pay-per-view, but the fact that they're cashing in that match so quickly,
unless Joe's like hurt or some shit that we don't know about, like I don't see it.
I mean, I'm not completely opposed to that world title being hot potatoed around a little bit. You know, I know a lot of people don't like to see championship belts bounce around, and I know that there is such thing as like too much, but I just want to see what some of those guys look like with that big strap around them, man. You know, we haven't had too much variety in the world champion department.
And that's one thing I will give them credit for is they don't really toss the world title around. Mm-hmm. Like it gets to somebody and it's with them for a while. So
yeah, it's not like Triple H levels of long reigns, but which God knows, Triple H's reigns. I'm not complaining about them, but like all of them, like, they don't have a single belt on WWE that's like bouncing around right now.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it'll be interesting though. It'll be interesting. Let's see what else. Really quick. Oh, there we go. The opening match of the night was Daniel Garcia versus Christian. I was like so wrong on this match. Turns out I'm not really good at predictions. I was expecting Edge to come back, cost Christian this match, so that Daniel Garcia could have the TNT title, and Edge and Christian's feud can be like just like a blood feud instead of over the belt. Or I was even seeing Edge coming back and turning heel. I was just wrong all around. We didn't even see Edge. We saw Daddy Magic is Matt Menard came out to chase off
Fat Bucks.
Chase off Switchblade, not Switchblade, Kill Switch throughout the match. And then the numbers game just added up, man. Daniel Garcia, though, the thing about this guy, do you think the dancing is impeding his progression, or do you think it's aiding him? Because I feel like I see very opposite opinions when it comes to Daniel Garcia, man.
And that right there should let you know it's not impeding him, because before he started fucking dancing, nobody was talking about Daniel Garcia.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he started dancing, and all of a sudden you had people doing it in the crowd. He picked up, seemed like people, he needed something after like his whole stint with Danielson. Yeah.
He needed a gimmick.
Yeah.
And he has one now. So now he has it because of the dancing. Now you get something to go with his in-ring work, because that's all we kept saying. Potential. He's great in ring. The dancing has to progress to something, but keep the fucking dancing, because literally no one, like you said, it's little kids and fucking old white dudes, black people, like everybody's doing that fucking dance in the crowd. So like, anybody that says it's hurting him, like, what the fuck? Like, do you watch pro wrestling? Like,
yeah, no. And besides, selfishly, I'm happy if I ever see like a white person come up with something trendy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about time that we get one. All right.
Is he white though? Is he white though?
His last name is Garcia. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he's got rhythm, so like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if you guys can claim that one.
Yeah, it might be coming from a different side of his personality. Yeah, maybe.
No, like I said, in the dance, it's not like it's a lame dance either. Like, man, that motherfucker be thrusting, boys.
Nah, he's and
Like I said, at the end of the day, like, we wouldn't be talking about Daniel Garcia if it wasn't for the dance.
I laughed my ass off though whenever he was doing the punches in the ring corner, and then he just started face fucking Christian, dude.
Oh
with
my
the
God.
dance, hip thrust in Christian's face. Oh man, I laughed my ass off. I was tickled pink with that shit. All right. Oh yeah. Tim says we forgot about Kyle O'Reilly's return, which was good. Happy to see him. The obvious statement goes here is apparently, behind the scenes, it seems like it was pretty serious. They weren't sure if Kyle O'Reilly was ever going to return to pro wrestling.
He's been out like 2 years, wasn't it?
It's been out for a long
months?
time, man. Yeah, it's been the better part of. I think this summer would have made 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a solid year and a half. Yeah, we saw Kyle O'Reilly return. He was asked to join the Undisputed Kingdom, and he politely declined. There was no, seemed like ill will between him and Roderick Strong. Just seems like right now Kyle's interested in for the time being, figuring his own stuff out.
He'll be in TNA in a couple months.
Jesus Christ. And then we also saw the return earlier in the evening via video package. But Pac is back. Dude, I forgot that Pac was even employed by AEW. I am not going to lie. This guy, unfortunately, he's had a lot of absences. Like, I think this is like his third absence from the company.
Well, one of them was like work visa shit though, wasn't it?
Yeah, work visas, COVID. He was just stuck in Europe. He couldn't travel. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think any of them were ever due to like unprofessional means by any way. It's just been super unfortunate because Pac is an original, I believe, with AEW. Mm-hmm. And not to mention he's also he's fucking awesome, dude. He's got a clean win. He choked out Kenny Omega with the Brutalizer. Yeah, man.
And I'm just gonna tell you right now, that's one of Triple H's original guys too. So y'all keep an eye on that when that fucking contract comes up.
Yeah, let's see. Tony Khan ain't letting everybody leave though. I mean, hell, I heard the Jungle Boy just tried to get out, and Khan was like,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you said, He's not our.
You could have let him walk.
No, you can't. Can you imagine what WWE would do if they got fucking Luke Perry's son, bro?
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not saying about the wrestling part and like the fans, but like he has a name with networks and TV and shit. And
there is a lot. Actually, you know what? There is a lot of footage of him on the WWE.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's value there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna try and talk too much shit about Jungle Boy. When he's good, he's good. You know what it is Jungle Boy to me just never.
After the. Jurassic
I think
Field.
really quick on a little tangent here. I think there was too much expectations put on these pillars because as great as it is to emphasize like these young up and coming talent that are not necessarily like homegrown, but like AEW.
Oh, they are homegrown.
Yeah,
they're
AEW originals.
Nobody knew who these guys were before AEW. Let's keep it real. Like besides Darby, and he wasn't very well known. But of the pillars,
you always get like those 8 MLW fans with MJF too.
That's what I'm saying. Like lower promotion. I mean, like on the grander scale, nobody knew who they were.
Okay.
Until they came to AEW. So I'd say homegrown because they all started with the company when it began. I'd give them that much and say that they are homegrown AEW.
But you can never predict like who's gonna blow up. Like it was nobody saw a year ago like Swerve Strickland would be like the biggest babyface in the company. You can't predict that, and that's how I kind of feel about the pillars is because you've got Darby, you've got
Sammy.
Sammy, and we just said Jungle Boy, and then of course MJF now bona fide star. Like you got it with him, but the other three.
To me, like the other three, it's what AEW always does. When they had the chance to pull the trigger on each one of them, they never did.
Yeah,
I think that's what cost all of them.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you could have, especially early on, the perception of the talent pool and the depth.
Well, that's
they were bigger. Now you're there's clearly more talented and bigger stars employed by your company.
That was my point though. Like if you set them up and said they're your pillars, but you didn't strengthen their fucking foundation of being your pillars.
Yeah.
Except for MJF, which I don't even really think they did. I think that MJF was just undeniable. And really Darby too, to a certain degree, because of just like his in-ring style and everything, and made people fall in love with him. But like, I think that they grossly did a misservice to Hangman, Jungle Boy, and fucking Sammy Guevara, for real.
Well, I think they've done all right with Hangman. I don't feel like they've dropped the ball entirely with him. They just didn't know how to do his title run.
No, I said but his title run was a year too late, is what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying with them. Like they always pull the trigger past time, which they're doing it with Swerve now. Like it's gonna be too late. All the momentum's gonna be done by the time he fucking gets the title. So he'll end up being a transitional champion, or we'll shit on his title run just like we did Hangman, and here we go.
Let's see, I don't know, like, cause Darby had Darby. Obviously, the jury's not out yet with Darby. We have to see what happens whenever he comes back from Mount Everest, and really see what they can do with him post Sting.
But see, I'm gonna push back on it. I think he is there. I think Sting put him there, and I don't think Darby's going anywhere. Like now, like.
Well, I mean, like what? Just kind of like Ospreay. Like we have to see what AEW can do with him at this point. Like Sting, they've built him up, but now it's a matter of like, you've got to obviously get him in captivating stories and make him a prominent player on your TV show.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he's already there with or without Sting. He was there for the most part too. I think Sting just kind of cemented it because, like, be honest, like this is my thing about a main event guy or a top guy. When you see them in the ring versus anybody, do you think that's a win no matter what? And be honest, whenever Darby's in the ring with anybody, don't you pretty much expect him to get the dub? Honestly,
I don't know, man.
I'm not the like upper echelon top tier.
I was about to say, yeah. Like,
but I'm saying like everybody under MJF and like.
He's never out there to be like enhancement, that's for sure. But
that's what I'm saying. If it ain't Mox, if it ain't MJF or somebody like that,
Like, his match with
Darby-
Switchblade feels like a sure thing he's eating that L.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I'm like,
I
I'm
hope
looking
so,
at,
because
like,
that means they are kind of like building Switchblade back up. But I mean, like, just let's just say, not even counting this year, over the last 3 years, if you saw Darby across from anybody, not counting the top guys, like,
it's true. He did have that, like, really strong TNT title run.
you see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Darby
pretty
and
strong.
you like, because even the shit with Swerve, like, remember I was pissed off about that, like, but I was like,
Oh, yeah, he did. He beat Swerve, didn't he?
that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, I understand, because Darby is one of their guys. You know what I'm saying? One of their top guys. Like, I was more okay with the Swerve losing to him than I was the Swerve losing to Daniel Bryan, because, like, you were building, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were building it up.
Yeah.
Like, Darby and Orange Cassidy are your, like, mid-card, like, gatekeepers. So, like, I'm not mad if somebody loses a long feud to one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I expect that. And that's what I was saying about, like, as far as, like, how Darby is compared to the rest of the pillars. I mean, besides MJF.
Yeah. I got you. Now, you know what? I think you're right. I do believe, though, that the Switchblade match is his to lose. I feel like Switchblade is going to kind of re-debut himself.
Yeah, he has to. If we get Switchblade versus Will Ospreay, oh my fucking god!
Before we get there, let's go ahead and wrap up with this pay-per-view. I know we haven't covered, like, all the matches. Like, haven't talked about the women's match, or well, yeah, that's pretty much it. The triple threat was good. We already talked about Samoa Joseph won that. It was fun. I liked. So I heard that on commentary it was really about Hangman Page and Swerve being too fixated on each other, that they didn't capitalize on Joe, and I feel like that is kind of like how they played out the end. Yeah. It was a good match by all means. It obviously it wasn't the primary focus of the evening because of the Sting match itself, but still good. And I believe, and I'm going to come out and say this, RN, I think it was the right call. I feel like it was absolutely the right call to not have Swerve win. Two reasons. A, his win would have been so quickly overshadowed by Sting anyways. Mm-hmm. You know, it would have clearly not been the center focus, which when Swerve wins, it deserves to be the center focus. It deserves to be the biggest deal on that card and for the weeks to follow. And B, man, if Swerve is now by far the biggest babyface in AEW. Like, by far. Like, a couple weeks ago, he was threatening an infant child in the crib. In the crib. And that man is now the biggest babyface in AEW.
I told you. I told you when I predicted on our prediction show when he's gonna win. He's gonna win in Wembley. Like, I'm standing to that. Like, I mean,
boy, what a stage to do it, man. That's like a Daniel Bryan moment almost.
Because I mean, if you really think about it, like you said, like we've kind of predicted this too, that he'd end up being the biggest babyface in the company, and we're there. Yeah. And like you said, what's their next pay-per-view? All In, and what is it? Is it All In or
no? They have that Legacy pay-per-view, or not Legacy.
The Big Bank or whatever, Big Money or whatever. What the fuck?
Well, no, but that's but no, they announced a new pay-per-view that's coming up.
And then we got Forbidden Door in June.
Right here it says 2024 the pay-per-view listing. What was it? They just announced it, man. Yeah, Big Business is the next event. Dynasty is April 21st. Forbidden Door June is the Assumption, and then All In is the Wembley one, which is August 25th.
That's what I said. I'm standing by that. I think that's when Swerve wins it.
Yeah, because if Swerve's the biggest babyface, the thing about babyface storylines is we like to see them overcome. And you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the chase. It's we like to see them fall down, pick themselves back up. Just like the same thing with Cody Rhodes. What we were criticizing. The reasoning for Cody being externals, adversity. We like to see him overcome adversity. Samoa Joe said it perfectly in his feud. is he said that Swerve would have to face his first real failure in that triple threat match, and he was right.
Yeah, and I know everybody's gonna think I'm gonna get on here and flame out about it and say he should have won, but I'm not, because you're absolutely fucking right.
Yeah.
If you had came out the gate with Swerve as a face and all the things that they fucked up moving up to this, it would be okay, because, like you said, we're building up roadblocks for him to overcome. So then when he does, everybody's gonna be a fucking huge sigh of relief. Everybody's gonna cheer. Confetti, fucking bottles popping and shit. White people get robbed. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, it works. Like, I'm okay with that. So like this too, like, and it was a triple threat match. So like that, and that's why I said, I think we both called it. We said he's going to end up the biggest face in the company, and I said he's not going to win the title until Wembley. And that I'm standing on that, because all those pay-per-views, like, none of them are in any huge arenas. I think Forbidden Door, I think what is that supposed to be, an Arthur Ashe? And the rest of those, like, there's not like any like huge crowds or anything to do it. So like, to me, I think if he's gonna still be your biggest face and still have the whole fucking crowd behind him, it has to be at Wembley. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm right there with it too. I think that would be quite the venue and quite the moment to have.
Can you imagine 100,000 people saying whose house? Swerve's house?
It's fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be that.
Yeah, I mean, Swerve was by far, and I'm sure it translated on TV. As crazy as people were for Sting, Swerve was still getting like the loudest cheers, like the most like enthusiastic cheers throughout the night. Just because his chant's so fun too. By the way, you know what I mean?
But that was the thing. Remember, we even talked about when he was a dirty, disgusting, fucking trash heel that you hope got arrested. The whole fucking building still yelled Swerve House after he attacked the infant in the crib.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so once his babyface momentum gets going, it's going to be fucking nuts.
Yeah, it was people chanting for Swerve is actually what got Gavin out of his shell too, by the way. That was like the first one that he was like, because Gavin's always like, my son, he's pretty well like reserved, you know what I mean? He comes out of his shell time to time, but for the most part, he's pretty quiet and, you know, to himself. So like when he's in that arena and people are like wooing and cheering and stuff like that, he's kind of like just like half confident claps.
Gavin.
Yeah, no, he was getting it. It was that one, and then the BCC FTR like dueling chants. Those were the ones that really got him out of his shell.
I'm gonna have to get him a baklava for his birthday.
Get it?
In a grill.
Oh shit, dude.
That would be so fire, but
He'd rock it. I'll make him rock it. Do some pictures with that shit. Yeah. Lastly, of the pay per view was of course the main event, the match that we already talked about pretty in length. The only real controversial moment from this I saw was people are pretty divided on Darby's jump from the ladder, which, I mean, with hindsight, granted, you know, we didn't know this beforehand, but with hindsight, he walked away pretty much fine. The thing that I saw that people complain about is did he need to do it? Is it too far? I'm on the camp that if you're saying he shouldn't have done it because you're worried for his health, my take on it is he's a grown adult. Like, he is that is a grown man. He knows the risks by this point that it's involved. It's his responsibility and up to him whether he wants to do it, not up to somebody else to tell him he can or cannot do it. Now, with that being said, did hear like there was like a fan who got blasted in the face with glass. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the woman at the ringside. Yeah, so
tough break, nigga. You should have been at ringside.
Yeah.
You know what goes on at ringside.
Hey, look, exactly. And look, I don't know if it was I didn't see any notices at this one, but I've been to other wrestling events where they do have signs like, hey, for you people that sit in the front row, like, there's a chance, yeah, stuff might fly around. But I'm glad nobody was hurt though. Yeah, everybody's okay.
Darby is, I've seen Ethan Page put him in a body bag and throw him down a flight of fucking steps. So there's nothing he's gonna do that's ever gonna fucking like get that thought out of my head, and like the smack of his body against the concrete. And when he threw him down a flight of stairs with him in a body bag. Like,
no, the worst for me was the body bag spot, but it was an AEW with Brian Cage. Because Brian and all he did was he dumped him to the outside on the ramp.
Ethan Page,
but that was gnarly.
Threw him down a flight of steps in a body bag.
Yeah,
like in the back, like in the building, like.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's god awful, dude.
So there's nothing Darby's can do besides literally dying that would ever make me feel like he's not okay or he's not gonna be all right after seeing that.
And I'm sure, and this is just my speculation, but I'm sure, I would think that he understands and he's been around enough people to know that he's on borrowed time with that type of stuff. Like he obviously can't go another decade of doing this. I
mean, we can't say that. Look at Mick Foley.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like
and I don't know if people realize Darby's been doing this for like 10, 15 years, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, it's at the end of the day, my opinion's always like, look, he's a grown man. If he wants to do it and the company's going to let him do it, then you got to let him do it. Like, we can't clutch our pearls for him. That's all I'm saying. The match was fantastic. The end result came with a whole bunch of false finishes. Sting looking like he was down and out. He ate EVP triggers. I didn't realize until I went back. This was the only match I went back and watched the broadcast version after the fact. I didn't realize, like, in the live audience, you couldn't really, unless you were, I guess, closer, you couldn't make out that they recreated the Ric Flair spot, where the Young Bucks said, what was it? They said, we're not sorry, we hate you. They said the opposite. Yeah. I didn't get that from, like, the one being there live, but I was tickled when I went back and saw that shit.
The thing that I'm getting out of this that I love is that people are getting on board with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, man. Dude, they have to. They're this smug. This is the role that they should have leaned into because it's, for one, they're easy to hate on. Obviously, that's been their entire career. Yeah. Is just how easy it is to hate them, and then B, with them in this EVP role, it's about time that they just. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Like, honestly.
Well, my thing is, like, it's the self-awareness. Because, like you said, every supervillain, they're the hero in their story.
Yeah.
Now, I think the Bucks have finally, especially with all the Cody shit and everything, like, I think they're finally starting to understand that, no, they're the villain, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the self-awareness is finally there. Like you said, we are the McMahons of AEW. Everyone already hates us. It doesn't matter what we do. People are gonna fucking boo us. If we lose, they're like, oh, it's always something. No matter what. If they win, oh, of course they win. They're the EVPs. If they lose, oh, terrible decision. EVPs can't book. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. They're going to be hated. So fucking be hated. That's how you became the most popular fucking group and blew up the Bullet Club. Was like you were trash heels. Telling people to suck it and doing the NWO, stealing it, telling them, you know what I'm saying it's yours. And then eventually your shit was in Hot Topic. Follow you know what I'm saying? Like, follow the fucking formula, bro. Make them hate you till they love you. That's tied. That's fucking, it always works. Look at us with Roman. We're waiting on Roman's fucking face turn.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I do. I love this. Dude, I love this whole persona and gimmick. These smug,
the suits, the fake fucking hats.
Yeah, because they're literally playing out like the guy, like the boss that you hate at work. Like, I know exactly who I relate them to in my own profession. Yes. I have a regional manager that he's got this fake plastic smile every time he talks to people, and you can tell he doesn't mean a word he fucking says. When he's talking to us, he's just speaking corporate jargon to further his own personal gain and his perceived affection for all the underlings under him, you know is fake as fuck. Like, he doesn't care about this. And the Young Bucks are playing that character to a T, like, perfectly. And yeah, it's fucking
finding
fantastic.
Something relatable,
yeah,
whether it's good or bad, that people can latch on to. Wrestling fucking 101. From 16 to 70, we all have been around or worked for bosses like this who think they dress good, but really they are lame as fuck. Like you said, terrible fucking jokes, talking out the side of their mouth, fucking spinning, like you said, corporate jargon, fucking drink the Kool-Aid type shit when really they're just trying to fatten their pockets. Like, we all can relate to this. Use it. Fine. Like I said, the self-awareness on the Bucks, like, and I'm so, because me, you already know, I love them. I always loved them. I always will love them. But now I'm glad that people are trying to see that they're fucking geniuses, bro.
Yeah, they'll be huge baby faces again because, you know, truth be told, they're pretty far into their careers. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like,
they've been wrestling since they were like 15 years old or something, bro.
So they're not too far off of like their legacy babyface runs that they'll get at the end of their careers where people are just appreciating them. That was their whole thing. You know, 5 years ago, they were always like, you guys aren't going to like us until, you know, we're pretty much dead and retired. That's when you guys will come out and say, that's when you'll come out and say we were the best tag team and stuff. So that's pretty much just like the natural progression of it.
Right. And the thing that kills me is that all these fucking people, including AEW fans, like, motherfucker, you wouldn't have AEW without the Bucks. How could you hate them? You fucking stands. Like, these fuckers stand over everything in AEW, gobbing fucking that cokehead Tony Khan's fucking dumb shit and everything. And then the two motherfuckers who are solely responsible for it and the giving them this thing that you love and stand and fight the motherfuckers on the internet for 7 hours for a night. You hate them. Like, that's the part, like, I can't fucking, like, fathom it. And like, it's not just like hate their wrestling persona, like, people genuinely hate them.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't like it's been so fucking mind-boggling to me. Like, and I don't even like AEW like that, but I love the Bucks. And I'm like that reason alone should make you love them. They gave you what you're fucking arguing with people in your mom's basement about. They give you purpose, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
the Bucks gave y'all bums purpose, and y'all hate them.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. I couldn't agree with you more. Of course, Sting, Darby win the match, and then hilariously, if this is the last time Sting's ever on television, the last images we'll have of him is him telling in his post-match promo. It says, "Hold on, I'm getting cues," and then the pay-per-view goes off the air. Oh, man, I loved it. I was tickled pink, man, being there live and seeing y'all in the group chat. The feed had shut down because they did. I mean, obviously the footage was uploaded to YouTube like 30 minutes later. Like, right. they were on the ball with that. But yeah, that was really good. It was a really good post-match. Sting was very joyful, very appreciative. They brought out the whole roster. Brought out Tony Khan. Tony Khan seemed genuinely moved. I'm not gonna lie, I felt for Tony because he revealed what his schedule was, and he essentially was closing the event, did the media scrum, and then immediately had to jump on a flight to like Florida to be at some NFL thing at like super early in the morning. Yeah, the combine. And I was like, good God, dude. Yeah, I felt for Tony that day. I was like, that's a rough schedule to keep up with. But no, it was good. Did you watch the press conference? Any of that, by the way?
Mm-mm.
No. I will tell you this: you don't have to go back and watch too much of it. I will say, if you're gonna watch any of it, go back and watch Tony Storm's. Especially if you have a couple other people's to compare it to, and the reason being is the press conference, those who came out, because you had like Sting, Will Ospreay came out. Will Ospreay was genuinely hilarious too. Actually, he was
rough.
Yeah, he was so funny. But all these wrestlers came out and they were pretty much out of character. Like, they were the media was asking them, questions out of kayfabe and everything, and they were being answered truthfully and honestly. And then after you have that realism with several wrestlers, Toni Storm comes out and she says that she's got a prepared statement, and she reads this hilarious statement in character the whole time. I'll never be able to do it justice. The whole thing is only about, I don't know, like 5 minutes. You need to go back and watch it though, RN. I'm telling you, you'll be tickled pink about that shit. It is so good. And what a way too, what a clever way to, because Toni Storm's character, out of everybody there, Toni Storm's character is so fantastical and so satirical and everything, right, that if she didn't do this, it would she's the only one that would really be damaged by like coming out and doing like a straight face, right, being herself. So no, it was done perfectly. I was fucking laughing my ass off on the drive home listening to Toni Storm. I don't know if I've ever been so entertained by her. But yeah, pay-per-view was awesome. RN, is it pay-per-view of the year?
So far, yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Just off the Sting match, it's gonna be top
the last
5.
3 matches.
Just like I'm talking about, like for the rest of the year, like just off the Sting match alone, like it's gonna be top 5, top 3 pay-per-view no matter what. Oh,
was your hard ass moved at all? Were you watching him getting nostalgic at all?
I told you, like, motherfuckers don't realize, like, my mom worked for Time Warner growing up, so like I was heavy WCW until Triple H took over DX, and I kind of like fully switched over because Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time. But like I went to all WCW stuff. Like I went to fucking TBS like tapings and shit at the fucking Super Center in Atlanta. I've been there before and shit. Like I was full-heartedly WCW for most of my childhood because, like I said, my mom worked for Time Warner for 20-something years. So no, I definitely felt it. Like Wolfpack's thing is my favorite thing by far. Like, but yeah, no, it was. I ain't gonna say I teared up, but it was definitely fucking nostalgic. Definitely brought some super dope feelings back and memories back, like watching it as a kid and shit, and like different things I got to see.
That video package they did before the match.
Oh yeah, him in the theater or whatever. That shit was fire. That was.
Oh my god, man.
That was WWE level, like package or whatever. Like it was fucking fire.
Yeah,
I wish they had just sucked it up and asked, or at least paid for some of the footage from
WWE.
Because I don't think Triple H would have turned it down. Like I don't think he would have. I think he would have.
It's hard to say.
Like if he really like back channel shit, like not like formal fucking like leaked, and so Sean Ross Sapp and all these motherfuckers would have got it. Like there could have been a way where he could have got to them like, hey man, like, look.
A little bit of I think they used WCW images. I think they used photos.
That's because those photographers own those photos.
Right, exactly. They just obviously can't get the footage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you should like, man, come on, man. What's it gonna take? I'll give you $1 million for fucking 30 seconds of footage. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they the video packages and everything leading up to that was fantastic because they had they did a great promo that was released I think the day of or the previous day of Sting's journey, like to get you kind of like all kind of like mushy and everything, and just sell the levity of it, and then yeah, when they get to the match, they play that promo again. Then they play the theater one, where he gets to watch his whole career play out in front of him, and then the way he delivers, the cadence of his delivery, of saying it's showtime one last time, and he stared out in the lens. He says, "Let's do this," and then followed by "Seek and Destroy" by Metallica. Dude, the whole fucking stadium, like collectively went into like an adrenaline fueled frenzy in there. Jesus Christ, dude. Because they did the right thing, man. Because the way they played that out on our emotions was they brought us down, made us really pretty sappy watching that, and then just lifted us right back up, man. Just took all that emotion, turned it into like fuel. Yeah, that's oh man, there's gonna be like thought pieces and video pieces on Sting's run in that match for years to come. Just honestly, just talking about just how fantastic it truly
And I'm
is.
gonna be honest with you, it don't matter what fucking color you are, how old you are. When Metallica fucking comes on, we all turn into white headbanger fucking mosh pit motherfuckers, bro. It does not matter. That shit will make you want to kill somebody, bro.
Metallica's no joke. They fooled us a bit with Sting's boy because being there live, we didn't have the benefit of those TV monitors like right in front of us. Not gonna lie, legitimately thought he came back out in classic Sting attire when his oldest son came out.
Yeah.
A lot of us legitimately was like, oh shit, this is what he's doing. Like the initial pop you hear when you see that is not the crowd realizing it's his son, it's the crowd thought it was Sting.
And then the other son looked like fucking Danhausen and shit, bro.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack Sting, it was definitely Danhausen.
Oh, dude, that kid got hops though. As a little, insecure as he may have seemed, when he was hitting those corner splashes. Boy, it was.
Can you imagine that shit being like, that's your dad, and then like his last match, like growing up watching him do that shit all that time, and then like, bro, that part did get me. Like watching, like that part alone, like the package and stuff, like it made me nostalgic, but like just thinking about like doing that shit with your dad, his last fucking match, and like
man,
dress up as your dad and shit. Like how many times they probably thought about that shit and wanted to do that shit as kids, and now they're fucking 40-year-old.
They're our age. They have to be our age. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. 40-year-old motherfuckers getting to do it with their dad his last match. Like that's fucking. Like that's the part that kind of got me. I ain't even gonna front on that one. That one got a little. Man, who fuck cut onions in here, man?
Oh man, no, it was so good. We were all a little bewildered though. At first, was like, oh, this is gonna be like a 4-on-2 beatdown this whole time. I was like, all right, dude, we're in for it. Like, who cares?
Fuck it.
Yeah, man, fuck it, dude.
Sting's last match. Bring whatever out. I don't give
do whatever you want, man. Have fun. No, it was great. It was great. So yeah, that was the pay-per-view coverage. We won't do like a full-on Dynamite here, but let's talk about a couple of the key points of Dynamite. Obviously, we saw we already talked about earlier Will Ospreay's match with Kyle Fletcher. Another just Will Ospreay just cranked out 2 5-star matches back to back, like within the span of a week. It's amazing. Obviously, he needs good dance partners. I've sat this whole time and I never mentioned Takeshita or Kyle Fletcher, but they deserve all the praise in the world too. We did get the debut of Okada because the Young Bucks come out. They suspend Hangman Page from the Elite. I'm assuming he's suspended from AEW as well. But then they turn around and then they fire Kenny Omega from the Elite, which I thought was hilarious because Kenny Omega's just injured. But anyways, Eddie Kingston comes out upset, talking shit to the Young Bucks. They start to beat him down, and then we get the debut of the Rainmaker. You hear the coin drop. Everybody loses their shit. Okada comes out. We should have seen this coming, given that he was dressed up in a suit.
Right. Well, not really. That's his thing. Like he's even in New Japan, like he comes out in suits and shit. Like it wasn't like a red herring. Like that's.
Yeah, he was in theme though. Like 2 of the 3 guys he kind of lined up with, but yeah. You think he's gonna save Kingston, and he ends up turning on him, gives him the Rainmaker. Everybody still like super stoked to see him. Like it's gonna be hard for people to boo him like fully.
Right.
I mean, jumping Kingston is a surefire way to get you some boos. A lot of Eddie lovers out there. He eyeballs that the Triple Crown championship that Eddie Kingston has. That's going straight to Okada, and
I think it's beneath him, honestly.
Yeah, no, me too. But they're gonna want to put gold on him right away, and that he even I'm gonna say even you can't just have him go disrupt Samoa Joe without any type of story. Maybe you can, but this is the safe bet. The thing that I found the most intriguing in all of this is the Okada joining up with the Bucks in the Elite after Kenny Omega is kicked out of the Elite is essentially Kenny Omega's biggest rival just walked into his company and took his spot with his best friends, which that is sure to be it has to be what leads us to Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada 4 here in AEW. Like that obviously right there just seems that has to be the story that plays out, which by the way, what a fucking story to tell, by the way, too. Is that's got to be fantastic because the whole original feud was Kenny Omega's obsession with the belt almost cost him his friendship with the Bucks, and when he won it turned out it was his friendship that he cherished more than the title, and now the thing that he cherished the most out of that feud has left him. You know, and it's there's such great there's really good potential here. I'm kind of tripping over my words, man. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Tony's gonna fuck it up, but I mean, yeah, it's there. The potential's there.
It's gonna fuck it up as bad as I am talking about it, man. Oh man, yeah, that looks dope as shit, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it looks amazing. Was there anything else? Dynamite was really good. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
The Swerve shit.
Oh yeah. Swerve being officially babyface. This is the first time he acknowledged the fans.
Right.
In his pay per view. Oh, what do you think of the new design?
I put in the chat the fucking Dynamite 2.0. What the fuck?
I don't mind it. I didn't see the
It's
new.
Too much like NXT, man. The NXT 2.0 with all the fucking color splash and shit. It's too much.
AEW started with the colors, though.
Yeah, no, I mean I know they did, but I mean like literally, it looks like the NXT 2.0 logo, bro. Like, it looks like they fucking copy and pasted, man.
Yeah, they got
because
it's all right, man.
No, the picture and shit that they showed and like that we knew was coming, that's not what it was when we got to the show. When we got to the show, it literally looked like the NXT 2.0 sign.
I can see how you're getting there. I can see that. Okay. I'm my memory's getting jogged now. I'm scrolling through like the highlights of the event last night. Edge made his re-debut. Adam Copeland, saving. Who did he save from a beatdown?
I don't even fucking know. I was skimming through it. I always wait till Saturday mornings and watch it. I can't ever do shit during the evening.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, he chased Christian out the building.
Right.
Christian took off in a car. Christian straight up committed Grand Theft Auto because he definitely jacked a guy out of a vehicle. Took off. Edge laid out a challenge to Christian. They are going to be facing each other on March 20th, I think it is, in Toronto. I want to say it's gonna be Dynamite. Yeah. So a week, 2 weeks in an I Quit match. That's sure to be some fun. That kind of leans into Edge's strength. The more storytelling type match. That should be a lot of fun there. We also saw get back here. I have a hard time looking and fucking reading at the same time. We also had a stare down between because Will Ospreay is main evented in the night.
Him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, him and Daniel Bryan. Which, by the way, that has to be a dream match for Bryan because he loves just those hard hitting, beat the fuck out of you type matches, and Ospreay just showed us in back-to-back matches that is his style, and Daniel Bryan probably cannot fucking wait to get like kicked in the face and dunked on his head by Will Ospreay.
Yeah, he literally couldn't wait. The fucking match came out immediately for
Dude,
him.
he looked like he was salivating at the mouth.
Yeah.
When he saw
I've never seen it. The last time I saw him smile that big was when he suspended CM Punk.
Yeah. No, the look on Brian's face, man, as he walked down the ramp looking at Okada, I swear, dude, he looked like a kid at Christmas. Man, that I'm not sure when we'll get that match. I don't know if AEW's announced anything yet, but it just seems like that. Yeah,
It's got to be soon. They would have did that for no reason. Like it's got to be.
Yeah. You'd think so. They'll probably, you know what they'll do is they'll probably build it for Dynasty.
Yeah,
that might be a Dynasty match or something. But either way, yeah, that's a match I can't wait to see because that's gonna just. I feel like Brian is just like so sadistic. I can just picture him getting kicked in the face and just fucking bleeding from the mouth and smiling, realizing like he's taking damage. Because I feel like that's just how Brian feels alive. You know what I mean? Like
right.
That's just when he feels the most alive.
We can get some faction shit too with BCC and the Don Callis family.
Yes, sir. That.
Yo, is Yuta? What's up with Yuta? I meant to ask that. I just realized that. Like I haven't seen
Yuta
in fucking forever. Oh,
he's out injured. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's injured. There's a litany of AEW's roster that's injured right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's good stuff. We got Briscoes teaming up with fucking Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. This is gonna be my guilty pleasure match. We learned to take on the House of Black. I think they said they're gonna be doing that. It's probably. I think Dynamite.
I think it is Dynamite either next week or the week after.
Yeah. It's gonna be an Atlanta street fight. That's sure to be fucking shit show fun. Do you what do you think of of Briscoe and Jay Lethal, like? Because you want to see things from them, you know.
This should have been happening as soon as fucking Jay died. They should have got them together. Like after the tournament or whatever, that's when they should have got them together. Because I feel like their styles match up, and then even putting it in with FTR, like
their history, everything.
Yeah, those matches would have been fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I know Mark.
This is AEW always jumping on shit too late, man.
Well, I know Mark Briscoe went on the record and said he never wants to be in another tag team. Like
you don't get to make that decision when you work at a place. You do what your boss fucking tells you to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, because
motherfucker ain't never gonna be no single star. Oh, they got 0 points in the fucking tournament.
Yeah, I know, and I hate to say it, but I feel like the same at this point for Lethal as well.
Yeah,
whatever your reasons may be for thinking is, which with Lethal, it's different in my mind. Beforehand, I really thought Lethal was going to have a higher ceiling in the company. I'm not saying like world champion.
Well,
even then, though,
he should have been world champion.
Yeah,
and him and Jonathan Gresham both, but they signed him, debuted him, and then he was on fucking Dark and Elevation for 6 months before we saw him again on Dynamite, remember?
Yeah, I know. His run with Jeff Jarrett in this faction, though, like Team TNA, has been the funnest thing that I've seen him be a part of.
Oh,
since
and he can still go too. Like we keep acting like he's fucking like he can go with the best of them. So I think we might get a little tag team run. I think we should.
Yeah. I agree.
Both relevant, and that's a dope tag team. Like
the chemistry behind them. I think there's a lot for them to offer with each other as a tag team. I think it'd help them get TV time. I'm wishful thinking here, but because it's two guys you can't help but love. You know what I mean? Like their stories, their journeys, everything about them.
And there's a tag team tournament coming, and you need tag teams.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I hope we get some interesting things with those guys because like genuinely, really, really enjoy Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal whenever they're on TV. I think they're fantastic. Just want something that is something that you can chew on for a while, because it
Right.
just seems like they come out, they get a match like once every month or two that you're like, okay, that was a fun match, but then they're just doing nothing. They're just doing nothing.
That's 90% of this roster, though.
I know, and that's the thing is like those are two guys I just really don't want to be in that position on this roster. Yeah. But Dynamite is we just spent like all of our whole time talking about the pay-per-view. Dynamite, by the way, folks, was equally as entertaining as the pay-per-view. It was actually a fantastic show, man.
Go sit down somewhere, you idiots. That was fucking me. Go lay down. Sorry.
That's all good.
Fucking dogs just lost it.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough. I mean, it's well over an hour and 20 minutes talking about AEW. All right, you sent me something. What'd you send me?
I'm going to this dope independent show. Actually, the main event is RVD versus Matt Riddle.
No shit. Let me pull up the art on this again. You sent it to me on
I sent it to you on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. Let me see this thing real quick. Oh yeah, I remember you sending me this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this up really quick. When are you going to this?
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me see here. There we go. Boom. All right. I think you sent me this a while back too. Like you booked these tickets a while ago, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on this, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's a meet and greet first, and then there's like a Q&A with Rob Van Dam, and then there's a show.
Yeah, you got Ultimo Dragon on there. There's a ton of. I mean, this has to be a lot of these guys have to be meet and greet only. These guys ain't wrestling.
No, hell no.
Yeah, it's like Jesus Christ. You got Sabu on there and shit. Although he might wrestle, who knows? Sandman's gonna be there. Glacier, Honky Tonk Man.
I'm just going for Ultimo Dragon.
Ultimo Dragon. Hell yeah. Ultimo Dragon was interviewed by our boy Lee Walker. For the longest time, Lee always talked about that was his best rated episode that he had. His most downloaded episode.
That's my guy. I love, like I said, WCW, the fucking J Crown fucking coming out with 9 fucking belts. Him and and shit when we were kids.
That's that iconic image that you always go back to whenever with the Ultimo Dragon, his arms out, draped in gold.
Fucking
in WCW.
9 titles.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was easily the first person that I ever saw in pro wrestling that was draped in like an obnoxious amount of gold titles. Hell, I think maybe even more than one. I'm not sure. In general, but yeah, it should be fun. You said this Saturday. Where's that going down at?
I think it's Mount Orb. I can't remember. Some little fucking hole in the wall in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
It's like an offshoot of Ohio University. It's like at one of their like satellite sites or something like that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. If you get any clips, let me know. We'll
oh no, I'm definitely. That's what I was letting you know. I'm definitely gonna get some shit for sure.
Yeah, get some little clips. All right, man. Well, we're petering out of here, man. Let's go ahead and wrap up tonight, dude.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's been a fun show. It's late too. You and I are old, man. We usually don't stay up this late.
I'm gonna pass out as soon as I fucking get off this motherfucker.
Anyways, you said you got a litter on the ground?
Yep, got a litter on the ground. Actually, we just bought a stud, Deuce Bigelow. He'll be here Sunday. Bought him from a breeder in California. They just sent. I put the video of the shipper picking him up in our group chat or whatever. Yeah, I can't wait for him to get here.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Route 4 Kennels. Look up RN on Facebook, man. If you ever trying to get a puppy, RN has got you. Of course, also, if you're ever suffering with mental health issues and addiction, mind you, you're not alone. Me and RN battle this fight every day. Do not suffer in silence. It does nobody any favors. Make sure to reach out, talk about your problems, man. Get help.
We're here for you. You're not alone. Always remember that. Never alone.
That's right. It's true. All right, man. Well, we'll see you all next Thursday, 9:30. Yeah, we'll do it next Thursday. Yeah, we should be on time.
Yeah, we should be good.
Until then, see y'all later.
See y'all next week.